Hello, good evening, viewers. Welcome to our special conversation making International Women's Day. Today, we are joined by Sunday Majak Dew Akuoch, a gender activist who has been actively advocating for women's rights and empowerment in South Sudan for decades. I think almost 14 to 15 years as we speak. So today, we are joined by Sunday, and we shall have a conversation pertaining International Women's Day perspective. On his perspective, what does it think about, and what is the essential or the logic behind women empowerment? So that's what we will deliberate on. So first of all, we would like to let Sunday introduce himself to the viewers, and then we shall link on. Welcome, Sunday.
Yeah, I'm humbled to be here on your invitation, and I'm grateful to have this opportunity because for the last few days on the 8th of March, I had the opportunity to attend the International Women's Day event organized by Nyan Cit Ariel-Beek in Juba. However, it was a limited opportunity to share more. My name is Sunday Majak Dew. People call me Dew Sunday Majak as part of my career name, but simply call me Sunday. Thank you for being here, and I'll share a bit of what delighted me with regards to the International Women's Day as part of my career.
Okay, before we go on with Sunday, I will give you a few remarks on historical background of the International Women's Day. So let me deliver it first to the viewers, and then we shall go on. International Women's Day was first proposed in 1910 during the conference in Copenhagen and later recognized globally. Why do we think the message of the women remain important more than a century? In recent years, we have seen more women stepping into leadership roles. What achievement by South Sudan women do you believe deserve the most recognition today? This is the reason as to why we have an activist, gender activist, Sunday Majak Dew today to deliberate on. So, Sunday, okay, can I ask you to give us what is the important or what message do you think the movement remain important more than a century later?
Thank you so much. International Women's Day, as you deliberate a bit on the background, is actually started as a movement. And it was first nationally celebrated in the United States by one of the party called Socialist Party of America, trying to gear toward women inclusion and ensuring that in the United States, people start to celebrate women's achievement, women's victory, and their dreams in leadership, in management, and all the efforts that women have made to future in the government and in the leadership positions. In line with that, it was also the second movement came in the European nation, where about four countries celebrated the first International Women's Day event, which include Denmark, Germany, Switzerland, and Australia. And this came as a result of ensuring that there is national recognition. It was actually a call by one of the Germany activists called Clara Zetkin. That was during the 1910 convention by the European nation in Denmark, in Copenhagen. Following that, as we say, is a movement. It was also followed by a series of voices, including the one in Russia in 1913, where the Russian government celebrated the first national International Women's Day after the United States of America. And then in 1975, when the first International Women's Day as a global day set aside to commemorate and celebrate women's achievement came on the 8th of March. That was as a result of recognition passed by the UN General Assembly. And with that, it has been celebrated throughout a decade. And with these that include efforts from all over the world, we realize efforts that were made for the last decades on celebrating women's achievement, women's victory, and women rising in leaderships, voices heard around the globe. South Sudan appears to be one of the international communities that also have active women. This week, or last week, the International Women's Day event was one of the activities that motivated me in Juba and organized by the Nyan Cit Ariel-Beek. And it became one of the first of its kind to attend in Juba. I also heard from the celebration, the main speeches delivered, that it was the first of its kind being organized by the women associations in Juba, attended by the national figures. Among them were the Right Honorable Speaker, Jema Nunu Kuba, and other key officials. Vice President Mama Rebecca was invited, although she could not attend. And the key figures, including Dr. Majang Agod, attending it. From these discussions, there were invited panelists that include women activists, advocates, and technical women who were invited to share their experience in leadership, in entrepreneurship, and also in the technical field with the government, with the private sector. And out of this, we learned a lot, and I wanted to share one of the things that motivate me actually is to share some of the recommendations that will help women out of their participation and their engagement to pursue few things that they will look at based on their engagement. Because what they have done was something that is extraordinary. So what brings me here is to let women know that they have opportunities and they have a lot of upcoming network that would help them to achieve what they wanted to achieve. So this is what I would say. And based on their discussions, I learned a lot and there were no opportunities to share. I only gave my view on how the local communities, including the traditional leaders, looked at women empowerment and celebrating women achievement, that they see it in a different perspective. But then this could be an opportunity for me to share some of the recommendations, including the opportunities that are already there and the opportunities they would also follow to pursue to make sure that their voice and their visions are also articulated in leadership and in also women empowerment perspective.
Okay, thank you so much for the background. I would like you to elaborate because there's a lot of things that you have learned as you have attested. Can you tell us, based on your own perspective, what does that day mean to women and girls in South Sudan based on your observation of what you've seen on that particular day?
I could actually attest that the International Women's Day events that was organized by the Nyan Cit Ariel-Beek in Juba had a lot of takeaway. One of them was how quickly the senior government officials were able to prioritize attending this forum. As we said, women's voices are more important in political venue. They are more important in the society and also in the political arena because women, when they come out to say or to share their views, it is always something that consolidates and something that they think is possible. And it was shown by the fact that their invitations really matters to key government officials, assuming, and I would say this networking is too strong for women than it is among men. I believe how the national speaker had prioritized her time.
I saw her dancing and
yes, she actually danced and she shared a lot of things, talking about her efforts as a national speaker, saying that women should make use of the opportunity of her being a national speaker. And that means a lot to this forum that was organized by Nyan Cit Ariel-Beek in Juba. So I would say this is one of its kind. And since it is in recognition, it has been recognized by the government official, you would see how other associations and women groups actually take on. From this point in 2026, you will see a lot of upcoming efforts.
It will be
for
more
women
amazing
and for girls. So it's amazing opportunity, and that's why I am actually happy. I want to share some comments and recommendations, including the workable opportunities, the opportunities that are already working that women can make use of, and be recognized by especially whoever wants to support women empowerment, women engagement, and women voices and freedom in political space.
Okay, that's good. Before you go on, recommend on what you want to deliberate on, as you were one of those who attended the event, so can you tell us about what you have seen, what you have observed on cultural notes or on social challenges that you have seen in your view? What are some of the biggest barriers that women and girls are still face in our community, and how you see how they react on that particular day? Were they deliberating on how men are giving them hard time or what? You can, because I've seen a lot of backlash based on the complaint that they raise. So on social and cultural perspective, what barriers have you seen?
Thank you so much. Indeed, I was one of them who, after the finalist discussion, I actually did not pose a question, but I put a comment. And that comment made attract a number of reactions from the women. The comment I made was in line with the work that I have been doing in South Sudan for the last few years on promoting gender and working on women inclusion and empowerment. There were forums organized with local and traditional leaders to discuss issues and ways to promote girl child education and talking about giving girl children opportunities to go to school and to also have access to opportunities equally like voice. One of the feedback I got with the team that always work with I don't know,